1844, a young, promising lawyer by the name Abraham Lincoln would purchase this now 12-room home for $1,500. For the next 16 years, it would help shape Abraham into the man that would later become the 16th President of the United States. This also would be the only home President Lincoln would ever own. I could only wonder what he could possibly be thinking as he walked from the old state capitol to his home that November night in 1860. I can wonder, did he stop here, stare at his home, before walking in to tell his family, who is said to support him in everything he does, that he has won the presidency and what would lie ahead for him. Built in 1840, this building would serve as Illinois' 5th state capitol from 1840 to 1876, constructed of local yellow Sugar Creek limestone. Here, President Lincoln served 4 terms as a state representative. He tried over 200 cases in front of the Supreme Court, mostly all successful. It was in this room on June 16th of 1858 Lincoln would give his famous speech, "A House Divided Cannot Stand," also announcing his candidacy for the U.S. Senate against then Senator Stephen Douglas.
Reached, passed. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I believe that this government cannot endure permanently half slave and half free. I do not expect the Union to be dissolved. I do not expect the house to fall. But I do expect it will cease to be divided. It will become all one thing or all the other.
It was also in this room, and under this exact painting of President Washington, where President Lincoln would lay in state, where 75,000 mourners would pass to pay their last respects to their fallen president. Nestled in the heart of Oak Ridge Cemetery, which happens to be the second most visited cemetery only behind Arlington National Cemetery, is the final resting place of the 16th President, Abraham Lincoln. Finished in 1874 and built out of granite from Maine, it uses 11 types of marble from 5 states, which being Minnesota, Missouri, Utah, Massachusetts, and Arkansas, and marble from 4 countries, being Spain, France, Italy, and Belgium. Another interesting fact about the tomb is these 4 statues on the corners. They were actually a donation from the federal government, the only donation that the government would give for the tomb. They represent the 4 branches of military at the time, that being the cavalry, the navy, the infantry, and artillery. The bust of Abraham Lincoln sitting in front of the tomb was designed by no other than Gutzon Bulgram. If that name sounds familiar, it should. He was the sculptor of Mount Rushmore. They say rubbing the nose of Lincoln, hence the reason for the shininess of it, is to bring good luck. It was said to have started during World War II by soldiers getting ready to be deployed. As you walk into the rotunda, you start seeing that beautiful marble and a familiar statue of Lincoln. At first you might think it's just a reproduction of the Lincoln Memorial in D.C., but it is actually a prototype for the memorial. As you make your way Around and down the hallway, you will see several statues showing different stages of Lincoln's life. As you reach the burial room, as for me anyways, was a very overwhelming moment. The final resting place for a man that did everything he thought he needed to do to save the Union. You'll see a massive 7-ton block of reddish marble that marks the location of the vault, which is 10 feet below, surrounded by a steel reinforced vault with 4,000 pounds of cement on top. Behind him, you'll see flags and the famous words by Secretary of War Edwin Stanton, "Now he belongs to the ages."